there guys, this is Leslie Diane. I'm glad you're here to check out this video. This is the first video that I've done so far to sort of tie in with my new podcast called Flipped Guitar. It's very new. I only have 2 episodes up there so far. I'm hopefully going to upload the 3rd one soon, but you know, there's kind of so much I can do without having you watch me. So this is sort of like a supplemental thing for people who are checking out Flipped Guitar. I'm going to play a quick little thing. You'll know right away if this is a kind of sound that you might like to make or not, okay? But Flipped Guitar is a friendlier introduction to beginning guitar than most beginners get. So it's not meant to turn you into a great, fabulous player. It's meant to give you easy wins early so that you don't give up. Easy things that sound good so that you don't give up. There's a lot of churn in guitar playing, people who want to play, but they don't know quite what they're getting into, and a lot of it's made kind of difficult. Listen to this little tiny piece. See if it's something you might like to play. You can get there pretty quickly. We're simplifying the work for the left hand, okay? And we're going to do other things with the right hand. This is not, by the way, me teaching you how to do that right now. It's just giving you an introduction to flipped guitar, so you'll know if you want to check it out or not, okay? So we're doing easy one shape with your left hand. And the interesting stuff is going to come from your right hand. It's going to be like this. Shape here. It's kind of unusual. Most of us, including me back in the day, we were struggling with all this. If you're doing this, if you're playing those open position chords down here on these first 3 frets, whether you're working with a teacher, working on your own, or with YouTube or whatever, don't stop. Keep doing it. You'll get it. It's just this is the hardest area of the guitar, and this is where we guitar teachers and our great wisdom usually start people. Anyway, so flipped guitar gives you a little bit friendlier approach to that. We're starting higher up. If you like those kind of sounds that I just made, there's a lot of ways to learn guitar, but this will give you sort of a way of sneaking up on the instrument, okay? What we're flipping here is the overemphasis that happens so much of the time with the left hand. You can spend a long time just getting a handful of chords under your fingers. You want to get that, because one of the great things about guitar is that if you get a handful of chords and truly own them, you'll be amazed at the things that you can do with them when you add some skills with the right hand. But if you start over here, you might just grind along and get kind of stuck trying to get clear sound here. When with one shape, a side-by-side finger shape with these inside fingers, add some right hand skills. Flip the focus over to your picking strumming hand that's actually turning. Think about this. What's your left hand, the fretting hand, doing? It's holding stuff down. It's just holding stuff down, right? So this hand, your picking and strumming hand, is the hand that's turning it into music, actually making the strings vibrate and giving you some sound, right? Let's flip our focus to this hand, all right? So I'm just going to play again a little brief thing to let you hear kind of what you can do pretty quickly, okay? This is kind of a mysterious sound, or a more sort of maybe introspective vibe. but it's an easy shape, and it'll get you started. And notice this, we are beginning, here's the other thing that's flipped. We're not starting way down here in open position. We're starting up here. Take a look at this. Do you see how far apart? Do you see how far apart these frets are? That means that you've got a lot of room for things to go wrong, particularly this. Let me show you. Let me show you starting up here. The frets are closer together. So you really can't make the mistake of slipping too far back and getting dead sound, can you? I mean, there's not really room to do it. At the 9th fret, which is where I am now. Back it up to the next place, the 7th fret. And then you've got a little more wiggle room right here, but not probably enough to cause you problems. So I'm flipping this to start higher rather than lower. Now here, you get down to the 5th fret, and look, there's room enough to slip back. I'm going to demonstrate this for you. These two open strings sound okay, but these where I'm pressing down, they're dead. Without changing anything about the pressure that I'm using here, with these two fingers, I'm going to just move my fingers so that they're right behind the fret. And listen, they cleared right up. Okay? You don't need to use as much pressure if you're close behind the fret or somewhere in the middle of that fret space. And then in this particular little snippet of music I'm doing, you go one more back, but we're keeping our fingers close behind the fret. Watch what happens. It falls apart if I take it back this way. Unfortunately, a lot of us, including me, you know, it's very typical to start down here because you're wanting to work on your handful of chords so that you can play a whole bunch of songs. Keep doing it if you're doing it. You'll get it. It works. It's just that a lot of people give up on it because it takes a while, okay? Start where it's easy. You don't have to start where it's hard. You can start where it's easy and then sneak up on the instrument. Look where we have snuck up on right now. Now you're in the open position realm, which is these first 3 frets, and you are playing a chord that I love called A2. I love that chord. It's so pretty, isn't it? And that's one of the ones that if you're already trying to get hold of a handful of chords, you might know this already. Or you might know this plus your index finger, like that, A minor. And then these fingers, side-by-side fingers, look at this, how they work as a team so much in guitar. Move them over, and you may already know, if you play it at all, even a little bit, you probably already know this. This is an E minor chord. One shape will get you to a lot of nice sounds on the guitar fairly quickly, so that hopefully you're encouraged by hearing yourself sounding good without a whole lot of time passing, and you hear yourself making music and you know you can do it. So what we're about with flipped guitar here, it's not trying to turn you into a great player, it's trying to reduce that churn that happens with people who want to play and then they pick it up, it's harder than they thought, and you know, partly because they're struggling along way down here, you know, like a lot of us do. That does work. Don't give up if you're doing it, right? So, but you don't have to do everything hard at once. I'd rather make it more accessible to more people so that when you have those early successes, you know, it can light you up and make you feel, yeah, I can do this. I can totally do this. I'm not saying it's easy. Your fingertips will still hurt. If you have long nails, you need to be thinking about a whole other thing. You need to be thinking about a different tuning. There's 2 main things that I bump into, especially with my female guitar players. You know, there's the nail thing, you know. And the thing that I bump into a lot regardless is that people aren't really prepared for the tips of their fingers to be a little tender? Well, it just hurts a little. Now, the only way to get past that is to go through it. You can't go around it. You have to go through it. But you can get through it, and you can get through it quickly. I mean, a few weeks, and you'll have your fingertips toughened up. And I'm such a nice, good guitar teacher that I chose these two fingers so you can toughen those up first. And these fingers will be relatively ouch-free for a while until you come back to them later. So this is just meant to be the thing that gives you easy early wins, easy things that sound good so that you don't quit, okay? So that's the idea. I hope you'll subscribe if you think this content kind of interests you. And I'll throw a link down where you can check out the 2 episodes that are on my Flipped Guitar podcast. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. And thank you for checking it out. Enjoy your guitar. Have a good day.